Names, please.
Mr. Stinnett.
Name, please.
Julie Foster.
Julie Foster. Visitor.
Tony Stinnett.
Tony Stinnett. Come this way, please.
How are you, Dad? How are you, Julie? How come the two of you come up today?
Julie came to see me after she visited you last week. Something you said to her has her very concerned.
Oh, I see. And you can't speak for yourself. So you brought Dad along to do with you?
Look, that's not fair. We always sort out our own problems.
Well, what's this terrible thing I was supposed to have said anyway?
Well, last week you were telling me that you'll soon be getting out because you've not been on report, and that'll be in your favour the next time you come in.
So? What's wrong with that?
Son, it's because you don't see anything wrong with that has us worried.
Look, Tony, this is your second time in prison since we started going with each other, and it sounds as if it doesn't intend to be your last. What about the promise you made me?
God, we're going to start going into that now, are we?
Tony, you're going to have to decide sometime what you intend doing with the rest of your life. And the sooner the better. It's not just your own life anymore that's affected by your decision. Julie's is affected by it. Do you ever think about your future and what's going to become of you?
No. I'm quite happy the way I am.
And what do you think is going to happen to you if you carry on the way you are? The best you can hope for out of life is what you have at the moment. And that's not much, is it? But you're not going to stay the way you are. You're just going to get worse and worse as time goes on.
Well, can you think of anything better? Beats walking around skint all day long. And I haven't heard you complaining yet.
Oh, no, Tony. Look, I don't want it anymore. That time you gave me this watch, I never asked too many questions. Whenever I look at it, I wonder if there's a girl somewhere just like me whose boyfriend gave it to her as a present. Remember those presents last Christmas? Well, I wonder if there are kids somewhere who had to do without a telly in order for me to have them.
So you're against me as well? Look, it's not like that. I don't mean to be...
Look, you may not see it like that. You can dress it up any way you like. That's what it boils down to. I've met people like you before, Tony. They go around boasting about how good they are to their wives and families, but what they don't boast about is the fact that they wouldn't have been able to buy new bikes for their kids at Christmas if they hadn't deprived other children of them. Sorry, I didn't mean to get annoyed.
Please, Tony, don't think we're badgering you. We're not. Of course I love your presents, Tony, but not this way. Tony, if you really want to make me happy, there's one thing you could give me that you're not. Your company. I mean, if you love me, surely you want to be with me. It doesn't make sense to me. You tell me you have my photo on your wall and you think of me all the time. Well, if you think so much of me, why aren't you with me?
No contact there, please.
Get your values, your priorities right. Look, put the same effort into these things as you do into stealing. You'll make it all right.
Look, Dad, it's easy for you to preach from your position, but it's not that simple for me. I'm caught up in the rut. Not just a matter of me waking up some morning and saying to myself, I will think I'll be different from now on. I don't even know what you mean about values and your priorities and all that.
Look, what do we all want out of this life? I'll tell you. Peace, happiness. That's what we're all striving for. But let me tell you something. You won't get them through material things, like big houses or cars.
You must be joking. It's one you'll have to explain to me.
Sure, the houses and the cars are a help. But true peace and happiness must come from within.
I don't fully understand what you mean. I never thought about it that way before. It sounds so simple. Somehow I don't think it is. You get caught in a rut and it's not that easy to get out. Look, this is my way of life. I know nothing else. And my friends know nothing else.
A new way of life means exactly that. A new way of life. That means giving up all the people you went robbing with. They're not your friends anyway. Tony, a true friend is a person who guides and encourages you in the right direction, not somebody who leads you along the wrong path.
This deep. You'd ask me to give up all the people hanging around with? So what would I do then? Anyway, sometimes I think I'm just bad and there's nothing I can do about it.
2 minutes left there now.
Tony, as quickly as I can, because we haven't much time left. Let me tell you something. Part of it you know already. I've been an alcoholic since I was 15 years of age. By the time I was 20, I had deserted the army and been sleeping rough for 2 years. By the time I was 21, I had the DTs. That's hallucinations. I was a mental and physical wreck. Bumming around from town to town in England. Picking butts up off the street and begging for the price of a drink. My nerves were so bad, I used to have to lock myself in public toilets for hours on end.
I didn't know things was that bad. Was my mother with you at the time?
She left me when you were 3 years of age. I know, son. It's not all your fault that you're here.
And what did you do then?
Well, like you, son, I was well and truly in a rut. My so-called friends, they didn't care about my problems. They tell me I was a hard man and say fair play to you and all the rest. But my wife left me. Theirs didn't. If just one of them had been a true friend to me and shown me why I should have gone home as well, maybe she might still be with me today.
What made you finally stop drinking?
Tell you, Julie, I was visiting Tony one day. You were about 5 at the time. You were sitting on my knee, just staring at me. I hadn't a drink that day. My nerves were shattered. I was unshaved, smelly, total wreck. All of a sudden, you jumped down on my knee and ran up to your bedroom. A few minutes later, you came back. You walked over to me with your piggy bank in your hand. Here, Daddy, you said. You can have my money to buy yourself a drink.
What did you do?
I took it. Bought myself a drink. That was the day I reached me rock bottom. I seen exactly how low I had become. For the first time in my life, I wanted to be sober more than I wanted to be drunk.
Well, was it easy to get sober?
I had 2 choices, Julie. I could have made it as hard as I wanted or as easy as I wanted. I could have went round for the rest of my life beating myself with a stick for the balls up I'd made of it. Or I could have said, right, I'm going to start the rest of my life from today and turn all my mistakes to advantages by learning from them. I chose the second one. Time's up there. Tony, if you do decide that things need changing, start and finish with yourself.
Listen, I'll see you.